Hello and welcome to Lifetime on Cork, the podcast where we discuss your favorite made-for-TV movies. Whether you love to hate watch or hate yourself for loving them, pour up a glass of your favorite cocktail and join us. I'm your host, Patrick Serrano, and my guests today are...
I am Drew Current.
Hi, I'm Kayce Alltop.
Hooray! Kayce's here!
What's up, Drew and Pat?
What up, Kayce?
You know.
You guys, Kayce's here. She is an actress, a voiceover artist. What is it? A voiceover artist?
Correct.
Improviser and a new mom.
A new mommy.
Doing it all.
I had a baby.
Had a baby.
I had a baby. It's a boy.
A boy. Wonderful.
What was that from?
That was from I think a Progressive or Geico commercial.
Oh,
back in the
right.
day.
It was for collect call, right?
Yeah. Instead of
Had a
making
baby, it's
collect
a
call,
boy?
I'd be like,
Yeah.
you have a collect call from "Had a baby. It's a boy."
Had a baby. That's it.
John called. Had a baby. It's a
Okay.
boy.
I remember that. Oh, well, there you go. Doing that voiceover stuff. Was that a voiceover? Probably.
Yeah.
Yes, I should be paid for that. Thank you.
Yes. Pay Kayce for all the voiceover work, please.
We have to pay her for this whole time.
We do.
Oh,
A 30-minute sesh.
you're not?
Oh,
Are you joking?
Oh, yeah. No, we don't make money from this.
Speaking of 30 minutes, I'm going to start my timer. Okay. So, Kayce, thank you so
Yes.
much for agreeing to watch this movie. I knew you had some problems trying to find it. How did it work out?
It worked out okay. So I thought I'd be able to do it on the Lifetime app, or the Hallmark app. Is Hallmark app, because I have my brother's log information for cable, so we basically can watch any channel of TV with our Amazon Fire Stick.
Right.
But these movies aren't put on the app.
No.
So I was like, okay. And I waited till the last minute to figure it out, and I asked you a million questions to the point where I was like, Patrick has got to be like, figure it out, Grandma.
No.
And I'm asking Tristan, how are you watching your movie? Spoiler alert, she's a guest coming up.
Yes, she is.
And she's like, illegally online or something. I'm like, I don't even know how to do that. So finally, at 7:15, we got the movie up and going.
Nice.
On Mark's computer.
Oh, cool.
So I missed the first probably 10 to 15 minutes of it.
Okay.
And at first I was like, I don't know what's going on. And then 2
'Cause you
seconds
missed-
later, I was like, no, I know what's going
You know
on.
exactly.
You missed all the exposition, though.
I missed the exposition.
That
totally.
happens in the first 5 minutes.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I missed, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm missing all the exposition." And then I was like, "Oh, that didn't matter at all." As a matter of fact, after I finished the movie, I
Yes.
wrote down what I think happened in the first 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh.
Would you like to hear that now or later, or
so
never?
no, let's jump right into it. So first, let me say what movie we're talking about.
Oh,
So the movie we're talking about today is Sharing Christmas. It is one of the ones, Drew, if you remember, it didn't have a title, it didn't have any actors, it didn't
No.
have a description
No.
when we were looking at it. It is very last minute.
Oh, it was written a week ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. This they didn't have any of the marketing out. I was preparing the blog post and they didn't have any posters up, anything on their website on Wednesday.
No.
And I was like, this is nuts. Hallmark, you're really down to the wire here. So they're struggling to get out their 33 movies or 32 movies or whatever it is.
So you can probably tell that I've never watched any of these movies before in my life. That if mine was TBD, I was like, I'll sign up for that one, not realizing there
great.
was so much cooler movies to sign up for.
So many cooler movies. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel. The stars of this week, and I use the term stars loosely. I think the three of us are bigger stars than these guys. Ellen Hollman,
Sure.
Ellen Hollman.
Hollman, and Bobby Campos, and famous jazz musician Dave Koz. Dave
Right.
Koz.
So they
Sure.
gave him high
Top billing.
and that bra is in 2 minutes. And now, when you were watching it, was there also an ad to download
Yes.
his music
They're like,
while he was playing?
Download the single. Popped up on the bottom of the screen. So weird. I'm like, who is this guy? Is he the new, who is that guy? Yanni?
Yeah. Is he the new Yanni?
Is he the next Yanni? Is he the next Kenny G?
Maybe. Oh, Kenny
Yeah.
G. He's playing the sax.
I think
He's
that's
the
what I
next
meant.
Kenny G.
I don't know who Yanni is. I just
Yanni?
know he's a musician.
Yeah, Yanni was Yanni's
Yanni.
that's correct.
Who is he? The next Belle Biv DeVoe?
What are you, Yanni?
Right. So, instead of jumping right in with my notes, we're going to jump in with Katie. Sorry, Kayce.
Katie
Were you about to say
has
Katie
died.
Sinatra?
Katie Sinatra.
I don't know.
Sinatra.
I don't know, guys. I need to like get this coffee down. I work today, and I don't usually work on Mondays, so I am like not in the right mindset. Kayce will.
Kayce Alltop, but you can call me Katie Sinatra.
Katie Sinatra is that's your radio voice. That's your radio name.
Yes. Okay, Kayce, let's go with your perceived synopsis based on the movie and missing the first 15 minutes.
Okay, I missed the first few minutes. I don't know, like, as long as 20, as short as 5. I don't know how many commercial breaks were in there, but here's what I gathered. The mom and dad have decided to retire, and they're going to give Stephanie the shop. And she's like, I'm going to make the best out of this. And she probably says it to her friend with the black hair, which was like the closest thing I've seen to an ethnically diverse person in these movies.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, she's got black hair? Yeah, she could be the sidekick friend. And then I'm guessing, like, Michael's in the shop. It looks like he's shopping or something. And she's like, can I help you? And there's chemistry. And he's like, yeah, this and this. And maybe he buys something. She's like, that guy, he gets me revved up. And then he comes back in with his, like, just wet noodle of a boss.
Lady boss.
And they come back in later, and then he's like, oh, did I not tell you? This is a ripoff of You've Got Mail, and I'm actually the bad guy.
Yes. Pretty much spot on. Didn't really miss anything. Yeah.
Because right when I turned it on, she was like, you lied to me.
Yes. So Stephanie is our protagonist. And Michael is the like, what is it? Real estate broker guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
He's a bad one.
because he's like feeling really bad about kicking everybody out. He's like having all these problems. I brought a clip today I thought would be fun to play the commercial to see how much of the commercial gives away. Because, you know, the commercials, they come out before the movie and they just run like all the time. So I brought it to show Drew. So when we're recapping, he'll be like, oh,
So
I already knew that from the 15-second commercial.
Yeah, based off the thin plot, I'm going to say this is the whole movie.
Yes.
Okay.
So here we are.
Welcome to the Christmas shop.
It's been a holiday tradition for 40 years.
They're kicking us out.
Now, her only hope
Do you have any experience in Christmas miracles?
is the last person she'd ever expect.
I'm Scrooge is kicking you out.
Helen Hollman in Campo. With a special performance by Dave Koz.
Dave Koz.
Dave Koz.
Sharing
He's the next Yanni.
Here's Sunday at 8. Part of Countdown to
The
Christmas
next Yanni.
on Hallmark Channel.
There you are.
Yeah.
That is it.
Got it.
So yeah, and that also summed up the first 15 minutes of the movie.
Okay.
So
I
we're
should've
good.
just watched that, yes.
We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have. So
Did she said it weird. She said Christmas or something. I don't.
she's kind of weird.
Did she say it a weird way? Like she was almost like making a voice. I don't know.
Maybe. She also insists that her employees say, have a merry day after people make a purchase. And the way
Yeah.
she says merry is
It's like-
so infuriating.
Have a merry day.
Have a merry day.
And they all have to say it too.
And her employees seem into it, and I was like, no, there wouldn't be.
In the Hallmark cinematic universe,
Yes.
everyone wants that. Everyone wants the Christmas.
They do.
In the
They
spirit.
do.
Hallmark cinematic universe, her employee was probably married to a woman. And
Yes.
that's probably not true in real life.
No.
No.
So after all this exposition gets out of the way, we have Stephanie and Michael, our couple that is destined to be together.
Okay.
They, of course, have an agreement. So he feels bad that his boss is making him sell the area. Oh, and we should talk about, we're in New York, Drew. Okay. And this is a shop that's been around for 40 years, right?
Correct.
But it looks like it's just straight out of a Canadian mall. It's got the sliding glass doors. It's got the little plaza thing going on. It is basically a mall.
Spoiler, it was filmed in a Canadian
Yeah.
mall, probably.
It feels suburban. There's no way they're in Manhattan with that much space.
No,
For a
the
Christmas
place
store?
is huge.
It's huge and it's all glass.
And it's a year-round Christmas store.
Well, they have Halloween trees and Easter trees and
Fourth
St.
of
Patty's
July
Day
tree. all the different seasons, but on trees. They just take the decorations and change them out, and somehow that's been a sustainable business for 40 years.
40 years,
in New
baby.
York.
I will say there are year-round Christmas stores at a lot of like tourist destinations. So if you've ever like been to Hawaii and there's a Christmas store because you want to get your Hawaii ornament when you're there.
Melikilako.
Melakaliki is Hawaii's way.
Yes.
But not
no.
in New York City and not that big.
Okay, so they agree that he's going to work in the store for a little bit, and he's going to see the magic, right, of the store.
Yeah.
And so she shows him, like, have a Merry Christmas, or whatever the fuck.
So did they really, like, make this agreement, or did he just start, like, hanging around and volunteering?
Yeah, from the synopsis that we read over the summer, or, like, in our preview episodes, it seemed like it was going to be a signed contract, but it really was just like, hey, here I am.
He would just, like, come in and start, like, stocking stuff, like, lean down with her and, like, be putting the little snowman on the shelf. And then someone would be like, oh, I need to find a Christmas ornament. And he'd be like, well, I'll help you. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Why is he... It doesn't give you a reason why he's doing...
No.
Because he feels bad.
But if he's a real estate
guy
Developer
that is as high up as he's implying that he is, the fuck is he doing? He should have something else he should be doing right now.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, guys, he doesn't want to be a real estate developer person. He wants to be a music
artist.
teacher.
Yeah. He wants to be something else.
Yeah.
True.
So he like tried to be a music teacher, but he like failed at it. So
Budget cuts.
Oh, budget cuts, yes. So his dream of becoming a music teacher was cut short, and then he had to become, the next logical thing, a real estate broker person, developer.
Because
man.
that's what his dad did. So it was his backup career, but he didn't want to work with his dad. He wanted to go out on his own.
So did you know that he was estranged with the dad, or did that just come out of nowhere?
No,
okay.
out of nowhere. He did say he didn't want to work with his dad. He wanted to make it on his own.
Yes.
But it definitely felt more of like Nicolas Cage changed his last name, right? So he didn't get like Ford Coppola,
right,
like recognition or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's one thing. Like and so it seemed more like that. Like he was just like, but I was gonna do it on my own. I wasn't gonna go to my dad's business. It wasn't until we meet the dad in like the final minute.
scene.
And it's Francis Ford Coppola.
It is. Sophia's there. It's just a family affair. But no, it's like there's no drama leading up to this. Like all this is just very like factual stuff like coming out like, we're really just kind of like clipping along through this movie with no drama. Just like every scene is like exposition.
Yeah.
So you're just going,
Yeah, it was very strange. And the actors are like, they're fine, but they didn't really have like anything going on.
No chemistry.
Or it was just so strange.
It was like they should either just part ways or get down and do it. And neither one was happening. It was like very plateau feeling the whole time.
Right. So they incorporate this totally random story about I don't even know what his name was. Mr. Cranston. He's a guy who's come into the store for like 40 years. Totally a pointless storyline, but apparently they make him ornaments every year about him and his wife.
Every year he just like slips him a piece of paper that has a memory on it, and then they'll make an ornament based off that memory.
Yeah.
And like maybe I'm really pessimistic, but this one I was like, it's going to be, now my wife's dead and I need to remember her. No, she's not. She's alive. He just wanted to like talk about their first date. I'm like, this is boring. It would be way more interesting if she was dead.
Yes. Not enough dead people in this one. Both her parents are alive. Maybe his mom died.
But we don't know.
I don't think we actually got any of that.
Well, her dad's going to drop dead if he keeps eating all that bacon.
Stop eating all the bacon, honey.
Just your stereotypical, like the mom's a biatch and the dad's just a dumb pile of rocks.
Yes. And they were like, I don't know, they didn't really match up in age, like looks wise too. I thought the dad seemed a little bit like younger, or maybe it was just his haircut or something. I don't know. Anyways, so Stephanie's planning this big block party, and we're just breezing through this because none of it matters. Stephanie's planning some block party because she's like, it's the biggest thing in her neighborhood, and all the people come. There's like other developments that have like they're moving on in the so they're not the only store in the mall.
Yeah, that are getting bought out.
So there's
there's a
barista,
bakery and
yeah.
where a little child works, and
Really
there's a
fucked
flower
up
shop.
little child worker.
Yeah.
She's like literally going around being like, "Hi, can I take your order?" And you're like,
Did you have the latte?
"You're a child."
Yeah.
It's supposed to be cute, but it was like really weird.
I don't know why I remember this, but that place was called Patty Cakes, and then there was the floral place called The Blooms, and the people that owned it, their last name was Bloom.
And they sell flowers.
And
Well,
so
that's
there's
fun.
Stephanie's stressing out about being able to find a new location, and she's having trouble doing it. Yet the owner of Patty Cakes comes in and is like, "Well, I hate to tell you, Steph, but I found a new place, and so did the Blooms. We're all fine. Great. Bye."
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
And her
not that
like
hard.
looking for the things, Drew, is like Googling like rental places cheap, all caps. Like that's how she like looks for the apartment.
Yeah. And she went to one place and looked at it, and she was like, "It's perfect." And then the realtor's like, "What did you say your shop was?" And she's like, "On all your Christmas shop." And they're like, "Well, we're not going to rent to you then."
Oh no,
We only rent to
no.
yoga studios and juice bars.
Yes.
So bitchy. So she's not having any
Smart,
luck there.
but bitchy. Very
But
smart,
then
though.
her parents decide to like move back. They like retired and like moved to the country, and they're like, "We don't like the country. We'll just move back."
Yeah.
So whatever.
Oh, that's another thing, pessimistic Kayce moment.
Yes.
Was when the mom's like, "Are you happy?" while they're playing Scrabble, and he's making up words that aren't real because he's a dumb dad.
He's just
And
so hungry
he's like,
for bacon.
"No, I'm not." And I literally thought they were going to be like, "You're right. We should get divorced."
Oh my god.
and it wasn't. It was
What?
that they just wanted to move back.
Never in a Hallmark movie would you see a divorce
Oh,
happen.
yeah. Oh,
you
no,
are
no.
divorced, or you are like you would never be like getting
Everything
divorced.
like
Right, they would never put you through that.
Oh,
Right.
everything I watched, I thought something terrible was going to happen, and I was like, "Oh no, this is a Hallmark movie."
mean like
oh,
a
she's
real
not going to
movie?
get jumped
Yeah.
after they part ways on the streets of New York. Oh, well,
no.
weird.
Oh no, not in New York, the safest place on earth, in Hallmark world.
But I want to back up real quick
Yes.
to they also found out that the shop was in trouble not from Stephanie, but because Stephanie got a news reporter to come and do a story on it for like the New York Journal or something.
Yes.
And they read about it in the Journal, and former prop master Kayce Alltop was furious. This newspaper, the New York Journal, was like they printed it on like paper. It wasn't on like newspaper. It wasn't newspaper print.
It was just-
It was like
it was
they
just-
printed it off of a printer on a white piece of paper. This newspaper. I was like, "What is that?"
Hey, George, can you print a newspaper-looking thing, please? Sure. Yeah.
Call it on.
Make the title in Old English so they think it's a newspaper.
Oh my God, it was Old English. So
I love the props guy. The directors of these movies is just I want to see how that is always for any of these movies.
right,
Like the
that's
one with
your
the
job.
there was where they were in the rink, the
Yes.
skating rink.
They had lost all the footage.
They must have because there's so many things they could have done in a skating rink,
Oh boy.
but they didn't.
Or they just don't care. They're like,
Yeah, they just
they're
don't give a
cranking this
shit.
shit out. It's like you have 2 weeks.
Right.
Do we have a newspaper? What?
No,
Any newspaper.
just-
It doesn't matter.
Print one out then.
Yes. So, then they do the fucking block party, and it goes great, and everyone's happy. The lady boss comes, and she's like, "Oh, Michael finds like a loophole in the
Oh
contract."
my God. First of all, they could have made her such a badass bitch.
No.
And instead, she, as I've already mentioned, is just a wet noodle. Like,
Cynthia
she's supposed to be
Cynthia
mad.
Gibb is the actress.
She's supposed to be mad, but she doesn't get angry enough. Like, if she's the big, mean boss lady, she needs to be big, mean boss lady. And instead, she's like, "Why'd you do that?" Or like, she sees Michael helping Stephanie at the shop, and she's not like,
Concerned.
"The fuck you doing helping her
What
out
are
of
you
her
fucking
shop?
doing, dude?
We're closing
You
this
little
building
weasel,
down.
get back over here."
And
Instead,
she's a New
like,
York person. Yeah. Like New York people would not tolerate that shit.
No.
Yeah, she would have been much more angry, and she would have tried to fuck him in her office like 19 times, and neither one of those things happened.
And also, when he does present this loophole to her, and he's like, I found a loophole in the contract, and since they own the building, they have first right of refusal, or like whoever owned the building before gave them first right of refusal. So he tells the boss, lady boss, and she's just like, whatever. There's more buildings in New York, right?
Yeah.
And then that's it.
And that's it. And also, the mom and dad are there now, and the mom and dad weren't like, oh yeah, there was that clause in our lease that said we could own this gigantic building in Manhattan. Did we forget about that? That we were going to be gifted this
Right.
Manhattan high-rise? My bad. Pass the bacon.
Pass the bacon. Yes.
And what that's not a loophole. Like, that's just like a thing in a contract.
Yeah, it was like this clause in the contract. It was like, that's a big deal.
That's the biggest part of that contract.
But
then.
they presented it as a loophole. They
Right.
like literally said loophole.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, all is well and they Christmas kiss. And then flash forward to a year later. We get the year later.
Ooh.
And they have iPads in the store. They're like, not like to sell.
They're
like
doing
to
mail
process
orders.
They're doing, they have a website now.
They're an
there you go.
Apple store
It's
now.
an Apple store.
So they're doing much better.
Man, that would be a dark ending.
Yeah, that would be great. They're just like, she still owns it. She's still
But
there.
now it's an Apple
But
store.
it's an Apple store now.
She's soulless.
Yes.
There's a line around the block for iPhone X's or 8s, whatever they are.
She's probably.
I heard they were 10s. Are they iPhone 10s?
I'm
X.
the last person
Which
to
is
ask.
Doesn't matter. I don't have one, and I'm not getting one.
Can I say something that happened already in the movie?
Yeah.
Go back a little bit.
Sure.
Because it was literally the one time that I guffawed. Like straight up was sitting there, was like, was when he goes to her apartment. First of all, he goes into her apartment and there's like seemingly no chemistry between them, whatever.
She's a hoarder.
And
Oh my god.
that would have been amazing. No, of course
Yes.
it's like perfect and huge, and she lives there by herself
Yeah.
in Manhattan.
Of course.
But he goes, what did you pay per square foot in here? And she's like, rude question. And he's like, sorry, I can't turn it off. And I'm like, motherfucker, that's the first time you turned it on. You're this real estate guy that hasn't
Yes.
done one thing related to real estate until that moment.
The whole movie.
The whole movie you haven't done. And sorry, can't turn it off. I'm like, that's the first thing you said. And that's just straight up nosy. And a realtor would know not to ask that. You've been working in her damn shop.
Well, so Kayce, on the podcast, we either pour it up or we put a cork in it. What are you going to do to this movie?
All right, guys, I know this is going to come as a surprise based
Yes.
off everything that I've said so far.
Uh-huh.
But I'm going to pour it up.
Oh.
What?
I am. And here is why. There are two major reasons.
Okay.
One, the movie was terrible. But one, the whole movie is about just slamming big box stores. It's all about shopping local and the little guy in a store that's been around
Okay.
for 40 years. And they even keep saying like stuff big box, like they're calling these large stores big box stores. I'm like, yeah. They are defending the record store and how it needs to stay alive. And when he says that he got fired from his music job, it was because of budget cuts in the music departments of public schools.
That's fair.
And
That's
I was
fair.
like,
They got
pour it
This is
up.
a little more political than they usually get in these movies, it sounds like.
Definitely not intentional.
No.
They did
But
not
they
see
did.
that like they,
Yeah, they don't
the
see
writer
that.
submitted the script. He's like, haha, I put that in there, and
like,
they're never gonna know. Haha.
I loved those qualities of it, and that's why I would pour it up.
Fair enough.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that's very fair.
I am also going to pour it up.
Oh yeah.
Because not because of the movie, but because of the actor Bobby Campo. He's from West Virginia. He's from Wheeling, West Virginia, which is right by Sarah Reed town.
Oh, okay.
So repping the West Virginia. He's also like the same age as me. So I'm just proud of him for succeeding and getting out of West Virginia and making something of himself. Good for him. Pour it up for Bobby.
Pour it up for Bobby and the little guy.
Yeah,
Part of the little guy.
And this is probably like a big deal for him because the last movie that he was in that's of any note was Final Destination 3.
Oh.
The one
I
at
mean,
the
don't
carnival.
get me wrong. If I got a
Look,
part in one
that's
of these
great.
movies too, I'd be
me
over the
too.
moon. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
It'd be amazing. Drew, what do you think?
But I'm going to blind. I think I'm going to blind pour it up with you guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Because of all the things you convinced me with the actor and
Bobby.
the little political actions going
Yeah.
on there.
Yeah. Just the subtle
I th-
political statement.
I'll pour it up for the writer who was like, fucking, I hope they don't.
Yeah.
They're not going to catch this. I just wrote this 3 days ago.
Yeah.
fucking-
But
No
fil-
one's reading it. They're reading it blind on set. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
fine.
they don't. They didn't have time to read it. They're
Yep.
just, he's just like, there
Here
it
we
is.
go.
Yep.
Big
Yes.
box. And the fact that it sounds like it was, you got mail. I mean, that's like you got.
It was
mail,
a
right?
lot like You Got Mail. Yeah.
Yes.
Big
Yeah.
time. Big time.
So that wraps up our conversation about sharing Christmas. But before we go, we're going to do our favorite segment of this week and every week. What you say, Candace Cameron Bure? Yes, what you say, Candace Cameron Bure.
Yay.
So she is doing this week, we talked on a previous episode, 7 days of staying stylish. So this is, I believe, day 3 of that, or 2. She doesn't really keep track, and neither do I, because I don't care.
Also, yeah, who cares?
Yeah. So I'm going to play the clip, and then we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
Here we go.
Hey guys, 7 days of staying stylish. Maybe this is 6 days. I am on my way to bar class because this is the kind of morning where I'm like, I'm just gonna go do it. Got my period, don't feel like doing it, but I know how much better it's gonna make me feel.
Okay.
So that's a class I take all the time, and I basically did the entire class at half speed because my body feels so slow and really weak just because of my period. So
Okay.
anyway, I did it.
What?
I got through it even though I was slow. That's okay. I don't really work out to lose weight. I work out because I know it makes me feel better, and it helps me make better food choices also. So get up and go do it even if you feel yucky.
And
She said yucky?
that's it.
She said
So Candace Cameron Bure, she did say yucky. She also is taking a bar class because she's trying to
what is it?
a bar. It's like a ballet workout class.
Oh, okay.
It is a great workout.
Sure.
Oh, hell yeah.
You're on a bar, but you're doing these tiny little movements, so your muscles are really controlled, and you're just like vibrating.
I just imagine. I was like, a bar class.
Yeah.
Sounds like right up my alley.
Not
Drew takes
that-
a lot of bar classes.
Yeah, not
take
that type of
BARRE.
bar
I
class.
should teach them. Actually, I should
Yes,
teach
you
bar
could. Yes,
classes.
you. That's a bartending class, Drew.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's just how to drink.
Yes.
Like, you don't, not how to
Not
make
even
drinks.
how to make 'em.
No,
Oh,
God. no.
good. That sounds great. But that's not
This
the
is
class she is
different.
taking.
You
Not
know,
at all.
some women need that, and I find it to be annoying and slightly cliche, and just I don't know why
need
anyone would
what?
follow her.
Oh,
but
no.
I feel like some women are like, oh, that makes me feel so much better to know that she can do this Instagram video with no makeup on and talk about her period publicly. And like,
Right.
so
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
Also, she can shut up. She can shut her,
But
shut her
wait,
mouth up.
she's contradicting herself, Drew, because we unfortunately for Drew watch all her Instagram stories on the podcast for this segment. And in a segment a couple weeks ago, she was bitching about how she gained 10 pounds because she was on set and all the craft services, and she needs to start working out and losing weight.
Yeah,
Then
exactly.
in this one, she's like, but I don't work out to lose weight. I work out to feel better, blah, blah, blah. So she's just totally like contradicting herself now that
Just
she's
say,
lost
like,
the 10 pounds.
It makes you
Like,
feel better. Also, like, shut up.
Yeah.
About like what.
I don't care about your weight, Candace
don't
Cameron Bure,
care.
and I don't need your advice on weight, okay?
Yeah.
no, not at all. She's so like in Fuller House. I watch it. Okay, fine. She is so thin.
She's very thin. And it's like, Candace, like, I just don't understand why she's got to be, because literally for the past like since like this movie wrapped, she's been posting workout Instagram stories nonstop. And like, she's like, I just need to lose this 10 pounds. I need to lose this 10 pounds. And now she's lost the 10 pounds and she's like, oh, but
I
don't
don't
lose weight.
care.
Don't lose weight. I don't care. I just work out to feel good about myself.
No,
And then
you
it
do
makes me make better food choices.
Ay, ay, ay.
I think Andrea
Yucky.
Barber looks so cool. Why is she friends with her?
Oh, yeah.
They're
Well,
best friends in real life.
It's like when you grow up with somebody and like, you know, you're friends because you've been friends for so long.
okay.
You
You're right.
know?
Yep.
I
I'll
give
give you
I
that.
give those Instagrams of hers 5 yuckies.
5 yuckies. Put a cork in her butt.
Oh, lordy, lordy. Okay,
Put a cork in her
that wraps up our
stupid
conversation
mouth.
about sharing Christmas. Thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you for having me. This was so
Thank
fun.
you.
Yes, and you're just very festive. We didn't even mention it, but it will be on the Instagram.
Oh.
Speaking of Instagram, do you have any social media accounts you'd like to plug here?
Yeah. Alltop on Twitter. CALLTOP.
Wonderful. And Drew, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram Drew, but with pants.
Yes. So thank you both again. And thank you, listeners, for checking back in with Lifetime Uncorked. We watch these movies so you don't have to, but if you do, we'd love to hear from you. You can follow me on social media at Patrick Miguel or the podcast at Lifetime Uncorked. And visit our website, lifetimeuncorked.com, or drunk dial us 872-267-4117 and share your thoughts. Don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes. That's it. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.